Immediately, one resource that I think is important for all students, all faculty, all staff at ACC, if they feel like they're being stalked, I think is knowing your campus police resources. They're one of the services that the campus police are there to provide is escorts, to escort someone, to their car, to make sure that if they feel like they're unsafe or if they feel like there's some risk, then, not just kind of sitting with that silently, speaking up, talking with campus police, asking for them to help sort of extend some of that safety. When I'm sitting with something, when I think about it in my own head, it can feel different, it can sound different than if I talk to somebody about it and get someone else's perspective. And certainly in the, with the situation with Alex and Dylan, some of Alex's coworkers, they wanted everything to be okay. Oh, you're just thinking too much of this. But I think having those conversations going at the point that Alex became concerned allowed for those people to sort of track with them. And within my field, I try to focus on things that are voicing those concerns. So I think the point that someone feels like it is suspicious, I think that's a safe place to begin with reporting that. I think trusting what someone feels that something is unsafe, someone feels that something isn't right, is off, to not try to explain it away, to try and speak up and make somebody else aware of it, to just kind of bring someone into that space with them. So what is cyberstalking and what are ways that people should handle it? This is one thing where I kind of feel a little out of step with. And sort of, I don't necessarily social media. I don't know what that all is like. But I do know in a general sense that it is, we put a lot of our information out there. Cyberstalking is when somebody hyperfixates on someone's social media feeds. It's part of their routine almost that they're checking somebody's social media feeds and using that information to kind of alter their behavior. People have different preferences. I think some people like to be followed on social media. Obviously, people like to be followed on social media, but I think when somebody is made uncomfortable by whatever that action might look like, I think when someone kind of snooping around through, Facebook and Instagram and that stuff, to try and redirect that person to think how, if that's unwanted attention, if that's unwanted following, how does it make them feel? How might that make them feel with respect to their personal safety? I think that there are probably a lot of cues that are either intentionally or unintentionally overlooked or ignored when somebody who may be stalking is starting to cross lines. And again, kind of looking at the situation with Alex and Dylan, Alex made it pretty clear, like, please give me space. And so I think that give me space comes in overt and sort of more subtle ways. But I think that, those boundaries and those warnings, those stops, those hard stops, can be overlooked. I think whenever the part that stands out to me whenever I was reading through this, it was from the perspective of the coworkers that were being disclosed to. I would encourage anybody who hears a story like that to try to tamp down the reflex of everything's nice, everything's okay, it's not that bad. To not immediately attempt to explain it away. I think just taking the stories seriously and really listening to the people that are sharing their experiences in situations like this.
I'm Carrie Cooper, Student Life Social and Civic Awareness Program Coordinator. According to ACC's sexual misconduct policy, stalking occurs when a person engages in a course of conduct directed at a specific person that would cause a reasonable person to fear for their safety or the safety of others, or suffer substantial emotional distress. Cyber stalking is a particular form of stalking in which electronic media such as the internet, social networks, blogs, cell phones, text, or other similar devices or forms of contact are used. Examples of stalking include, but are not limited to, non-consensual communication, pursuing a person, or showing up uninvited at a place they are at, surveillance and other types of observation, gathering of information about a person, and more. Being targeted is never the victim's fault. There are, however, certain actions that are good practice for enhancing safety online. Never tag your location. Be cognizant of what you're posting, including photos. Use privacy settings to set social media accounts as private. An individual should always feel comfortable and confident reporting stalking to campus resources and local law enforcement. The Compliance Office can also connect individuals with campus and local resources to assist with matters such as protective orders, emergency protective orders, safe housing, and other interim and protective measures as appropriate. A victim of stalking can help themselves by providing authorities evidence of the offensive behavior. In order to demonstrate that a person has engaged in a repetitive course of conduct, the victim should document the conduct by taking notes or making a record. If the conduct is unwanted phone calls, keep a log of the dates and times of the calls. Save text or voicemail messages. In general, individuals in need of assistance regarding stalking can contact campus or local law enforcement and the District Title IX Coordinator, Charlene Buckley. You can call her at 512-223-7964 or email her at compliance@austincc.edu. Clinical counselors are available at every ACC campus. They can be assessed by calling or visiting the Student Services Office or by connecting with the Dean of Student Services.